Thank you, Emily. And my guest today is Cindy. And Cindy, can you share with our audience a little bit about what you do and your connection with integrative health and how it relates to brain health?
Yeah, absolutely. The work that I do is with coaching clients, and my background with my training is ontology. And what ontology is that it's the study of being. And so where there is incoherence or where there is suffering, there's incoherence. And therefore there will be, we're not in alignment with the life that we should be living. And so I support people to discover what those incoherences are so that the suffering ends, so that way they can live an aligned life that's more aligned with their blueprint that they're here to live.
That's a really interesting way to bring coaching and neuroscience together in a way.
Mhm.
And what kind of clients have you worked with and had success with in that way?
Yeah, so mostly I work with women, um, ages 30 to 60, who are typically in helping professions or in healing healthcare roles that have found themselves caught in the overgiving, so much so that they've lost themselves in one way, shape, or form, whether it be in their relationships, they're no longer satisfied with the work that they're doing, or they look around in their life and they're not happy with the life that they've created for themselves. And so I support people to find those incoherences that they've been living and making little agreements over time to then go from knowing the life that they want to be living to actually living the life that they want to be living.
That's really interesting, and that kind of parallels the work that I've had to do on my own since the employment I had before my brain injury wasn't exactly satisfactory. And I had to go through a whole process of recovery physically and emotionally and figuring out what I wanted to do from there. So I was at least learning some individual personal coaching skills in that way. And what I discovered also was that, well, maybe there wasn't a like a lot of recovery methods. It shouldn't be so cookie cutter also. And to be my own advocate in that regard pointed me toward entrepreneurship and what I could do for both my own career and also my recovery and help other people too.
Definitely. And I fully agree with you. I had my own healing journey that led me to this path. And I very much encourage my clients um, to find a healing team. So a healthcare team. It's good to have a coach, but it's also good to have a therapist and a massage therapist, and having your go-to people um, around so that way, or identified so that way you know who to go to when you need them, um, because it's not a cookie cutter um, journey at all. It's definitely as unique as it is to each individual.
Yeah. And how did you come to your line of work?
Yeah, thank you for asking. Having had a difficult childhood, I found myself in my 20s ill-equipped um, to be living a life as an adult. And so I had to overcome a lot. So childhood trauma, and it led to me being very ill in my 20s. So I had some physical ailments, likely due to unhealed trauma, that had doctors tell me that I would be in a wheelchair by the time I was 30. And so because of that, I didn't like that prognosis. And so I went the route of alternative wellness and just went on my own journey of finding my own healthcare team and the support that I needed. And I've been doing that for 20 years. And so once I got my clear bill of health, I recognized, oh, wow, how many other people might be dealing with the same thing? for a similar situation. And so that brought me into massage therapy, to which I did for 10 years and supported clients and achieving their own well-being, which then I really recognized my favorite part of massage therapy was coaching people to develop their own wellness practices.
Yeah, that's really interesting. And the physical body work that I've had done includes somatic integration work, and even before that, chiropractic adjustments and some
Mhm.
myofascial work. And I had chiropractic adjustments starting uh 2 years post injury, and I've been on routine care plan since then. And I got a referral to um, currently I also found a functional neurologist. I'm doing my own research, and
Mhm.
that was a good start and a foundation. And also I was referred to neurofeedback in my first year post injury by outpatient
Mhm.
therapy. And so I did 2 sessions a week of that for 8 months. And that was a really good way to set and maintain the foundation for my emotional well being. And then nutrition could pick up from there. And I currently have just finished another 4 session set of neuro movement, and that's really helped me integrate my brain and movement and body and get everything coordinated together again. And my provider said she's seen the biggest change in the recent sessions and so much different from 3 months ago.
Mhm. Yeah, that's really beautiful. I'm so glad that you're getting all those treatments and that you're finding the practitioners that you need to support you because they're out there and we do need to um, take our health into our own hands, and because we are the authority of our own body and we live in our body and only we know what's best for us. And so I'm always encouraging my clients to try different things and to trust. If something aligns for them, great. If it doesn't, then try something different, because only you know what's best for you. You know, practitioners are there to guide you, but you're the one that lives in your body. And so I'm so happy to hear that you're seeing improvements that come with your feelings.
Yeah, absolutely. And so, what would you recommend for clients who come to you, and what results have you seen after working with you?
Mm. Well, recommendations, like what we were talking about earlier, are case by case. Each individual has their own needs and their own timing of what's going on in their life at the time. And so, it's not that cookie cutter, like you should go and get a massage or you should go and do this. It's really by sitting down and listening to the client and where they're at and supporting them with putting together a plan that is just as unique as they are. And so some of the results that I've seen with clients um, over the time that I've worked with them, I've got a couple clients that are doing really, really well. Um, One lady that I've been working with for over a year now, for whatever reason, she didn't want to go get her hearing checked. She didn't want hearing aids or whatever. She's a little older. And we've just moved through a lot of things that she was putting off, such as, getting her hearing checked. And now she's got hearing aids. Um, she was dealing with some symptoms from long COVID. And so I recommended we checking out a natural path. And so just going down the path, sometimes it's hard to make those decisions on our own, especially when it's something that we haven't done before. And it's really helpful to have a coach, be a guide, to just support them on that journey. Um, and so it's been really lovely to watch her, as she's transitioned through these pieces and just taking back your life. And, and it's just, hearing is so important. And that's just one example.
Yeah, I've also seen a naturopath recently and also got a referral from her to a women's health provider who
Mhm.
offers bioidentical hormone replacement therapy. And so I've
Right.
gotten bioidentical progesterone. That's important for
Mhm.
me because I'm thinking it was the synthetic combo hormonal birth control for 12 years in my 20s
Oh,
that
yeah.
partly led to the blood clots in my lungs that caused the oxygen deprivation brain injury.
Oh, my goodness.
That
Yeah.
and the SSRIs and benzodiazepines that I took for 12 years at the same time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And better nutrition plus neurofeedback is what got that back on track. And I haven't needed mood stabilizers since.
Mm, perfect. Yeah. And that's what it's about, right? Like medication, I don't knock medication. It's there to support you to get rebalanced. Like the whole medical allopathic medicine is there for a reason. Um, so I don't advocate to avoid it completely, but I don't believe that we have a deficiency in any of those drugs. They're there to support you to get over the hump until you find the support that you need and get to the root cause of what's causing those symptoms to begin
Absolutely.
with.
Yeah, that's what I think I knew I needed even at the time, but I wasn't getting the help from standard medicine.
Mhm.
And another area that's really been helpful for me is therapeutic horseback riding. And yeah, I started out in college as an equestrian major. And although that's when the anxiety hit, and I transferred schools and got my BA in dance, although I'd had equal amounts of experience in both dance and horseback riding over my lifetime. So it
Mhm.
was natural enough for me to go back to the horses in a therapeutic sense. And I've
Yeah.
since won Rider of the Year for my barn in 2021.
Wow.
There's construction
That's
ahead.
amazing.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I've really enjoyed about it.
Amazing.
Hmm.
It's really interesting how our lives can come full circle, and bring us back to certain things that we enjoyed as children or as younger adults. Um, yeah.
Yeah. And I also had a dog who I'd brought back to live with my parents after I adopted her when I was in a dog training program and
Mm,
got her through basic obedience. And she was getting there in terms of being passing the drug detection test. She picked up at something like 5% pollution at one point. And so I had her, but she was less of a service dog and more of a general emotional support dog, although not even certified in that. But animals in
gotcha.
general are very therapeutic.
Mm, yes, definitely. Most animals are, I mean, they're just the most beautiful sentient beings, and they're definitely there to support us. And yeah, it's a beautiful thing.
Mhm. Do you have anything else that you'd like to tell our viewers about what you do and what, what they can expect from their recovery in whatever they're going through?
Um, well, I mean, I want people to know that we're more capable than we know. We can come back from so many different ailments, um, accidents, issues, and that we do have control over our health and our well-being and our lives as a whole. And it's a matter of choosing. And it always comes back to our choice. And that's the one thing that cannot be taken from us is the power of choice to make a different decision. If we decide or recognize this isn't what I want, or this isn't fitting right for me, you do have the power to choose something different. And once you choose, you make the decision and you keep choosing and you consistently take action towards something that you would prefer, it is miraculous what kind of life that you can create for yourself. Because, I wish I could go back and tell that 27-year-old that I was, who was suffering and in pain and just miserable, that she would be sitting in Costa Rica in a co-working space, having a conversation with you about how I've overcome all that I've overcome. And now I get to hold space for others. What a beautiful turnaround. But I didn't even know was possible.
Yeah, that's really nice and circles back to the theme and name of this show about choosing greater health,
Absolutely. And my business is called
choosing a
Choose
greater
Wellness.
life too. Yeah,
Yeah. My business is called Choose Wellness. And so it's in everything that I do. I believe that that's the one thing that we can do is to choose. And so some more about my work and what I do. Um, I really focus on embodiment and not just from the body perspective, although I do feel like a lot of us are not living in our body because we're so disconnected from it for a variety of reasons, women especially because we are fed so much advertising and marketing about how we're not enough. And, our lashes aren't long enough, our hair is not long enough, there's always this comparison, and then we also have a comparison against each other. Um, and so really supporting women, especially to come back to their body, to really be in their body, to love the body that they have, because our bodies are vehicle for life. And it's so funny that you're traveling right now. Um, but you wouldn't take a vehicle that you can't trust on a long road trip. We never do that, right?
right.
And it's not our fault, but this is exactly what we're doing with our body. We were not taught how to take care of our body properly, and therefore we don't have a well-maintained vehicle for life. And unfortunately, I mean, it's pretty wild that we see it on a global basis. Our bodies aren't carrying us through our whole lives. It's breaking down. We're having to replace joints. All of these things. And the sad thing about all of this is it's avoidable. If we only knew that what we could do to keep our health um, in check. And that's what I do to support clients as well, is empowering them to, you know, getting the education of to how to keep their body well maintained, and not just their body but their mind. Um, and that it's just so important because you know people are getting, they still have 10, 20, 30 years left in them, and their vehicle, their body is breaking down and they can't depend on it. And that's sad to me. Um, and so just really supporting as many people as possible to get that education so that way they can live a full life, fully embodied.
Yeah. Do you have a community or anywhere that our audience members can connect with you?
Absolutely. I think I shared my link tree link with you, um, and if I haven't, I will. That's where everything is. It's just one link for everything. My social media channels, my website. I'm actually a published author, and so you can find the books that I co-authored on that page as well. There's a one-stop shop, which is just makes it a lot easier for people. You can also book a call with me there, and then there's some other there's some other freebies that you can grab that would be helpful just in general.
Yeah, and I have a Substack account, and I have an article about comparing two trips to California and one trip to Michigan by air on in terms of accessibility, set to publish soon. And everyone would, I imagine, find that interesting too.
Beautiful.
Mm. Thanks for being on, Cindy. I had a really good talk with you.
Thanks for having me. I very much appreciate it.